I'm writing my autobiography. I got to the section of my book where I'm talking about my son's grandparents on his father's side. I tried to soften the blow. Last week, my bonus son, or one of them, because I have quite a few, we had a very in-depth conversation about God and food, dietary laws to be exact. One of my bonus sons plays the organ. He used to play the organ for the church that I attended that was their church. My other bonus son lives in Maryland. My other bonus son lives here. He's 20. He'll be 21. And then there is my bonus son that lives in Florida. So it's about 4 of them. And then there's about 2 more that I'm probably searching for. Because when people change geographical locations, it becomes hard to find them. So the reason why I'm mentioning this is because what has always stopped me from writing my book is I can tell my story. When I began to read what I wrote, my son said, a snake oil salesman. I said, you lucky I ain't really tell you how I feel about your grandfather. I was thinking that to myself. I said it to my son, but when people write autobiographies, they either do one or 2 things. They tell the truth, or they pull back. And they don't put stuff in their autobiography because they don't want other people to know. See, it would be different if I didn't put stuff in my autobiography that wasn't already out there. One of the stories that I put in there, I actually had to go to the library and research it because it wasn't a library. Actually, somebody in church told me about it when I was a teenager, about 17 or 18. Could have been younger. I had to actually go look it up. So, putting it in my autobiography, it's already public knowledge if it was in the library. And the people that told me were alive at that time. They're deceased now. That doesn't really matter. But if my son didn't know about that incident that happened with his grandfather in that church, he's going to know because it's going to be in my book. Why is it going to be in my book and it's already in the library? Because somebody else that's reading it probably doesn't know. And it goes to show the character of a man that stood up and preached about God and did such horrendous things to his own family. See, burning down a church shows the lack of respect that you have, anybody would have, for God. See, that's why when people with me will say some horrendous things about me, about God, I don't like being around those type of people because I know who I've been around that has had lack of respect and reverence of God. And that ain't never going to be me. See, I don't play with God like he is some type of toy. But I have been around people that play with God like he's a toy. I'm related to was related to people that played with God like he was a toy. And go back to watch clips. I was so glad that clip was only 2 minutes long. And I don't know if there's clips of my son's grandfather on YouTube, but I know it's clips of his dad on YouTube because my son told me about it. I always have to watch what I say. I didn't even know that my son, he knew that I had a channel because he had seen my exercise videos. But all up until I got subscribers, I did not know that he was watching my videos until last night. It doesn't really make a difference. I'm not going to change what I said. I'm not going to change what I said or not put the truth in my book because of my son and my bonus sons. There will be some things that I have to leave out of my book because if people don't know the family structure, if they don't understand the family motto, then I'm not going to embarrass my sons and bonus sons by putting it in that book. Snake oil salesman. I did go light. Cause a snake oil salesman and a con artist. A con artist. If you were having an affair and your wife let you I'm just going to say this. Sometimes people look at me and they just don't get it. They just don't get it. They just don't get it. But I'm glad that I could put it in a book if I just really can't say it right now. Because I ain't never make no bunch of people like these folks. And I know that they came from Florida because my son's grandfather told me that they came from the Plant City in Florida. But I ain't never met a group of people. I mean, Reverend Ike ain't had nothing on my son's grandfather. Driving a Rolls Royce, a Mercedes, all types of cars that somebody else paid for. Always drinking champagne with money that somebody else provided. I've never met anybody in my life that lived their whole life on somebody else's expenses. I've not. I know about Daddy Grace, and I know about Father Divine. I know about Reverend Ike because Reverend Ike was from South Carolina. Grantley Smith, he should be in the books. Preacher driving a Rolls Royce with no accumulative money, ghost money that disappears. People don't really understand what it means to be a preacher now compared to a preacher then. My son's grandfather drove a Rolls Royce. Then, when money just disappeared like smoke. See, now people are talking about money in church. Now people are talking about they need to be investigated. But then it was Daddy Grace, Father Divine, Reverend Ike. They made money disappear like it never even happens. For real. And it's documented. No one ever really came after Father Divine, Daddy Grace, Reverend Ike. I'm not too sure. Reverend Ike had some property, and his mentee now owns his property up there in New York. Now his mentee is one of the richest prophets that there is. Him and his son. His son. My son knows about Manasseh. My son knows about Manasseh. But I ain't too sure that Manasseh Jordan, that I'm going to tell the story about Manasseh Jordan. Most of the times when I tell folks that story about Manasseh, I don't even tell it because people like to say things about Manasseh that I don't like. So that's the reason why I don't really tell that story about Manasseh. Because, I mean, sometimes people look at people and they judge them. That's what I'm going to say. And I don't have any judgments for Manasseh. For the way that I know him, I would never judge Manasseh. And I would never say harsh things about Manasseh either. And the reason why I'm not going to put Manasseh in my book, and I could do that, is just that some things of that magnitude, a man of that magnitude, a man of that much power, he should not be in my book at all. I met Manasseh because he used to come on TV every single day. The young lady that I lived with, she liked him and his father, Bernard Jordan. I had already said that before I even found out where he was from when he talked. Over the years, his dialect, for some strange reason, it doesn't sound like it did when I first started listening to him. I don't know what has changed because I'm not around him, but I know when I first started listening to Manasseh, I could tell that he had some, his culture was different. I can't remember whether it was Panama or it was something different, because when he used to speak, it used to be very hard for me to understand what Manasseh was saying. But over the years, it's gotten significantly better. Like now, he sounds proper when he talks. When I first came in contact with him, he did not. And I'm not going to talk too much about Manasseh because if somebody's listening and they know that story, I'm not going to talk too much about Manasseh. I'm just going to suffice to say that it's not my job to judge. I will pray for the prophets, Manasseh Jordan, and I will say this of the prophet Manasseh Jordan. When Manasseh says something, he is always accurate. He is. I mean, I can say I have the gift of prophecy. I've been told I am a prophetess. I was told that when I was 16, and I'm 51 now. But what people don't understand about the gift of prophecy or walking in the office of a prophetess is the higher that you want to go in God, the more pain in life you will experience. This is not a somebody told me anything. This is some of the prophets and the prophetess that I met as a child. I ain't never meet no prophet or prophetess in no Baptist church, and that's probably why when I'm in a Baptist church, I always have to turn down or not show up like that. When I go into the Pentecostal church, they always see me over there. It's in the Baptist church. It's like going somewhere and you dressed up, but they're looking at you like you're everybody else. But I'm not like everybody else because I'm all dressed up. I'm not like everybody else because the gift that I have is different. Now, I don't be like, uh, I don't exploit my gift. Let me say that real quick. First of all, I haven't preached since I was 16, so I know I don't exploit my gift. Serving the church, yeah. Well, yeah, serving the church, yes. When my gift, when sometimes it's like, some people beg to have the gift of prophecy. Uh, that's not me. I don't beg to have the gift of prophecy because that means sometimes you will know some things that other people don't. I'm talking about. And you can't always speak on those things. So I ain't, don't beg on that gift. Beg to have that gift of prophecy. But I saw something just now and I just turned off what I was looking at because I recognized that what my bonus son said was true. His uncle died. His grandfather preached. His grandfather died. His father preached. Before they could pick who was going to preach Granada's funeral, my bonus son said, there is a curse in this family. Whoever preaches that person's funeral, why are they next? My bonus son, he said that. He said, Andre died, Grandad preached. Grandad died, Granada preached. Granada died, Gabriel didn't run to preach. It would have been Gabriel. It could have been Lavetta. But the point is that somebody who wasn't a preacher noticed what had happened. I wasn't there when Andre passed away. He had a seizure. And excuse me for not looking at the chat. I didn't get disturbed when I saw Granada preaching his father's funeral. I was at Granada's father's funeral. I was not at Granada's funeral. It was already said that Granada would probably be next because it was a pattern on trend that was going in their family. That Grandad Lee Smith preached Andre's funeral, and then Granada preached his dad's funeral. And then when Granada died, Gabriel and everybody was standing there figuring out who should. It wound up being my bonus son. Because Gabriel saw that what my bonus son said was true. He stepped back. It's just eerie because the same thing happened over there at the Apostolic Church. I'm not very, uh, it would have been that this man got taken out in an accident. I don't know whether it really was an accident, but what I do know is he left here. He transitioned. Then his son became the pastor. Then his son left here. Then his other son became the pastor. And then he got sick and he left. So then the family said, this place is cursed. It took them 3 family members before they realized that their church was cursed because of what the father had done. I know what the father did, but hey, the curse fell on the 2 sons because of what their father did. That when the 3rd son got it, he got extremely ill. I mean, he went to dialysis one day and he never came back home. The people at the church, the hospital, they was not letting nobody see this man because I went up there because I know him. When he passed away, the family stood back and they said, it's cursed here. Now someone else decided to become the pastor because they were afraid if the grandson or anybody else became a pastor that they would die too. So the next pastor, he's okay. But I just told y'all that story because when I just was when I was looking at Granada preaching his dad's funeral, his father, so how it went was, Andre died in 2005. Grander died in 2016. Granada died in 2021. There were 5 Smith children. There are only 3 of them left. Trevelda Michelle Smith-Jones, Gabriel Avery Smith, and Bardrell Smith. Bardrell's blind now. He can't see. Their appearances have greatly changed, and it has nothing to do with getting older, to say the least. My son asked me about my book. What was I going to say about my interaction? Well, I'm going to tell the truth about the Smiths. I'm going to tell the truth about Trevelda Michelle Smith-Jones. Most definitely. If they're going to be irritated by what I say, I don't think that I care after 30 plus years of them knowing me. My son is getting ready to turn 32. I know that I don't care about what they're going to say. They're going to be the first ones that's going to be disgruntled when I get finished writing about them. If anybody Uh, I could easily name change who they are, except for the fact everybody in the city of Philadelphia has already heard that story about that church going up in smoke like a barbecue. It ain't no secret if it's in the library. It ain't no secret if it was in a newspaper. It's just being brought back to the light. Because when you just don't reverence God, I don't see if you don't reverence God, how can I really expect you to feel anything for me? I'm talking about my son's grandfather right now because I am writing about the warrior that we call Brenda Lee Smith. I am actually coming to the close of the warrior that we call Brenda Lee Smith because I'm at the repast and I've already written about his funeral. So then I ain't say too much about Mama. Briefly, I did. Actually, hold on. I just tried to throw it in there about Bernarda's mother. I ain't really say too much about her. She already don't like me. So yeah, I ain't say too much about Bernarda's mother. I think I'm ready. Spark it up for 12 while I'm sitting here. So I'm closing out 11. And I think 12, 13, and 14, I'm going to knock that out today. I'm almost certain of that. And then chapter 15. Oh, and I have a bonus daughter too. No, I didn't forget my bonus daughter. My bonus daughter doesn't come around that much. She don't. She lives over there in a great state. I have a picture of them all together. And for some reason, they all look alike. My son, his bonus brothers from Cyrenaican, Aiken, those two, they look alike. The other bonus children, to me, they look like their moms or whoever. But Solomon and his brother, that's down there, and B. Moore, they look just like twins. So I'm not really been around the abuse sector. I've heard some stuff that they were talking about yesterday. And it was just bits and pieces, but I think I only listened for about 5 minutes. I didn't really stay too long because today is Wednesday. I'm really going to try to wrap this up. It's not that I've dragged my feet. What always happens with me is just like right now. I'm always doing, but I don't have the TV, so that's not a distraction. It's not a matter of putting in the words. It's a matter of, do I want to put it in the book? Once you put it in the book, other people will read it. It changes people's perception. So, oh, hello, Tracy. Hello, Vibrant. Hello, wait a minute. Chakra ring black, okay. Yeah, in case you all are wondering why am I up this early, I told you all that my treatments, my lymphedema treatments, if I don't do them this early, they're not going to get done. Because once I leave the house, I'm not coming back until later. And I'm not coming all the way back home to hook no machine up. So I would much rather get up early and do my treatment and then leave for the day. So that's going to be the case today. I'm up now. I'm almost finished one. Then I'm going to do another one. Then I'm going to stop, go take a shower, brush my teeth, do my hair, get dressed, and then do my arm treatment. And then later on, do another one. If usually I would do all four of them, but if that's not possible, I will come back and do another one. I am trying to be more disciplined with waking up at 1 or 2 o'clock. Sometimes I'm a little bit tired and I can't do it, but I'm trying. I'm trying. So I'm trying to make it where I wake up to do my treatments that I'm also writing, because it would be so easy for me just to sit down and type this as opposed to write this, because then I would actually see how much paper it really is. Like, it's chapter 4 chapters. My son said, "Do you got enough chapters?" Wow, that was funny. There is 4 chapters. 1, 2. Oh, my fault. 5. Okay, well, whatever. After 14, 14 will end the last chapter about my son's father, because I will talk about Granada and his children. And the reason why I chose to separate the way that I did is, when you know somebody for as long as I knew Granada, I tried not to be evasive with what I knew. I tried. I also wanted to go gut level honest in chapter 13 as it pertains to him and my mother and my ex-boyfriend. Hmm. But his siblings, I mean, hmm. I'm going to, it is 3:13 and I've given y'all 32 minutes. So in case you all are just coming in, or you're in the clouds, or you don't know, I am writing my autobiography. And I started writing it in maybe the end of April of this year. The goal of mine is to hurry up and wrap it up. Yes, I said hurry up and wrap it up. If I complete 14 today, I'm going to see, because I don't like putting constraints on myself, because I'm actually around a couple of people who are writing their autobiographies as well, and they ain't putting no time constraints on themselves like I am. Like, they've been working on theirs for years, and they got a lot more to write than I do, and they just, I mean, I'm handwriting mine. These people are actually using computers and tablets. I'm handwriting mine and putting constraints on myself. And I am around people who are writing their autobiography, and they're actually using tablets, computers that have microphones. And the reason why I am doing mine is the old-fashioned way, why I didn't hang on to my computer, is because it's easier for me to write than it is to type. As y'all can already probably figure out, I don't like typing. I failed typing in school, and my teacher told me, one day you're going to wish that you'd have passed. Well, here we are. hmm Right over there at Dobbins. Listen, I can use a computer, and I can spell words, and if I have to type something, I can. But it ain't my favorite. I'm going to listen. I can't use listen. I am very good with a computer. I can get on here and I can Microsoft. I can word art you anything you would like. But I have some preference on writing, because if not, it's somebody I know right now, and if I would have really pressed the issue, I probably could have used. Don't really want to use the computer. I don't. I'm not gonna lie about that. First of all, I understand that when you convert words in a book to it being typed, that it's going to make the content of it less. It doesn't matter. If somebody is going to read my book, they're going to read my book. If they're not, then they're not. So I'm not overly concerned about that. I think that me handwriting it is just a lot different than me using a device such as a tablet, a computer. Sometimes I stop and use my phone. I have. So, and right now I'm sitting here and I'm burning up. I got the ceiling fan on and the air conditioner. I actually, to tell the truth, started feeling not so well last night, yesterday. And, yeah, I had me a ginger ale that I let cool off, that I let get a little warm because I've learned my lesson on drinking an ice cold ginger ale. Not to do that. So I see today is gonna be some hydration around here. Some hydration. Because I'm looking at the air conditioner and I think the air conditioner is on high. Wait a minute, I might need to turn up the what you call it? Hold on. Okay. So I am oh so one of my treatments is almost done. And then I will do the next one. And the next one will be over at 4 something. So I just turned the air conditioner up. So, well, I've given y'all 37 minutes. So where I'm at with my watch time hours is you have to get a certain amount of hours before you can get monetized. Now, I thought that those couple of lives that I did was going to go towards my watch time hours, and it just didn't. I did one 6-hour live, I did one 3-hour live, and I am still not at 4,000 watch time hours because I went and I looked. So later on, not later on, I will be doing another live. What I'm going to try to do, I don't know if I can do it today. See, the issue was the other day I went where I could have got the information and it could have just been handed to me, and I kind of I just didn't. But it doesn't really matter because I always can pull it up off the internet. It's just that I was at the place where I could have got the information and I just didn't get it. It doesn't matter. I always can go pull it up off the internet myself. So that's probably going to happen today. So because I have yet to tell y'all about lipedema. I've told y'all some about lymphedema. You all know that the reason why I am waking up is because I am doing my treatment for lymphedema. So my treatment requires 4 hours of treatment every day. 2 hours for my arms and 2 hours for my lower body. Now, the swelling is being greatly reduced. And so my clothing size, people are starting to see now that I ain't lying, because I put on a pair of pants yesterday and these pants was a 1X. Them joints was falling off me. They was falling down. They was falling down. Now I can wear an extra large, 1X. I can. The 2X pants is definitely falling off. And a couple of months ago, them joints was too tight. So when people talk about you haven't lost weight, yes, I have. And I'm going to lose some. It's going to be a dramatic weight loss before my birthday. I can see that because of how I feel right now. If I would have stuck to, sometimes defiance hurts me more than I ever think that it could. If I would just stick to what I was doing and not deviate, I probably wouldn't feel the way I feel right now. I should have eaten some soup. I didn't look to see if they had salad, but I know that I shouldn't have messed with that. See, I know that I shouldn't have. Because today, I'm going to be looking for me some chicken noodle soup, some crackers, and some water. I don't know if and maybe some fruit. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do fruit. I'm not too sure. I ain't going to be looking no more for for anything that's too heavy. I have fruit downstairs, actually. I have beets downstairs, fresh beets. I do. I like beets. Um, I have beets downstairs, and I have cucumbers. I have zucchini. I do eat like that. So I think I should stick to that because I see that when I try to deviate and I want to go backwards, it makes me sick. And there's nothing wrong with the food. The food was exceptionally fresh yesterday. It's just my body can't take that anymore. And I'm starting to see that now. So I will be getting today I will be looking, if I get a chicken today, I might make my own chicken noodle soup from scratch. I'll tell y'all how I do it. I get a whole chicken and I boil it. I don't get the pieces because I like the breast of chicken in my soup. So I cook the chicken. If an oven is available, I'll bake it. If not, I'll boil it. I don't really care for boiled chicken in my chicken noodle soup, but okay. I have a crock pot. Sometimes I'll even put my chicken in a crock pot and then take it out. I'll cook carrots and celery in the crock pot with the chicken. And when it comes out, then I'll cook the noodles separately. And I'll put some chicken stock in there. Real chicken stock. Not the chicken stuff that you see in the market, that powdered stuff. No, the chicken stock that came from the crock pot. And I'll mix it in the pot. See, listen, the reason why I have to be against some things is because when my body gets a hold of sodium, it swells up. So of course I like the stuff that comes already packaged. It's easier. But easier for me means you're about to be swole up in a couple days. So when I'm saying that I don't use box stuff, I ain't against nothing in no box. But I better be not using stuff in the box if I don't want to be all swole up. That's all it really is. The reason why I have to watch the amount of sodium while everybody else is enjoying. Like yesterday with that soda. That today I wouldn't be able to drink a soda because soda has salt in it. And unlike other people who are going for they're worrying about the sugar, my body will respond to that salt. Hold on. So I've given you almost an hour. I'm going to try to do an hour because regardless of whether in this live or not, I'm still going to wait because I have something to do. had some coconut shrimp yesterday, y'all. And I don't know if y'all like coconut shrimp, but I'm going to tell y'all how I got introduced to coconut shrimp. There was a young lady, her name is Denise, and I used to take care of Denise. I was her caretaker, and Denise liked coconut shrimp. And when I took care of Denise, I was, I had to do all Denise's cooking and cleaning. Y'all, I already told y'all that I have been the role of caretaker housekeeper for some of my jobs, but at this stage of my life, I'm really not looking to be anybody else's caretaker, not because I can't cook or clean, but because housekeeper suits me most because I will be able to clean a house, cook, and just roll out. If I was somebody's caretaker, they need me to do appointments, and I don't right now have the fortitude to do nobody else's appointments. Hold on. So therein lies the reason why I wouldn't be nobody else's caretaker right now. But I used to take care of Denise, and Denise liked coconut shrimp. Now, Denise liked the type of coconut shrimp that was in a box, the ones that already come prepared. So sometimes she would ask me to pick them up already prepared. I actually found out that they prepare them fresh, like yesterday, and I began to eat them. Hold on. It sounds like it's raining here, or it was. Hold on. All right, I'm ready to set my machine back up for treatment number 2. I see what happens with the treatment is it moves the fluid in my body. So unlike with everybody else whose lymphatic system it works on their own, I use a pump to pump the fluid through my body 4 hours a day. Most people would probably spread their treatments out. I ain't gonna lie, I don't be around to be spreading no treatments out like that. Cause I could do one arm and one leg. I don't be around like that. Hold on. Give me 1 minute. I'm putting my paper back together. Hold on. So while I'm zipping up the sleeves, I want to explain to you all the difference between primary lymphedema and secondary lymphedema. Now, I don't have any paper in front of me, and I actually know the difference because I have primary lymphedema. Secondary lymphedema means that you got it because you took some type of treatments, and that's secondary. I actually have primary. So, I mean, when I eat certain things, like, they have hot dogs that are uncured. I can eat those. When I eat regular hot dogs, I have to eat them at, I don't really eat regular hot dogs. That's the whole thing. I mean, I have to limit, really limit what I eat. All right. That was me knocking over my water container. This is a nicer one, but it's a smaller one. And the thing about it is it fits in my book bag. The other one I had did not fit in my book bag, and that's a good way for it to get left. This one is it's a 32 ounce. Yeah, it's a 32 ounce. So I can drink this full about 3 or 4 times easy without going to the gym. For real. I've been hearing people say that they can't drink water. I actually keep forgetting to get some mint. I'm going to try to remember today. I have to write it down, but I really keep forgetting to get myself some mint. Like, well, hold on. All right, here we go. Okay. Oh, yeah, Viper, everything is okay. I'm sitting here taking my pneumatic compression treatments. So, I don't know if you saw that video of me in the nursing home when I did that, when I turned on the camera and I let y'all see how my treatment works. But hold on, let me see if I can put a shirt on. As long as ZX ain't in the chat, I could do it. Wait a minute, hold on. So I know on Wednesdays people usually talk about uh, wellness. I know when I modded for Charlie, that Charlie would talk about wellness. And I've seen Charlie in some chats, but I don't know if Charlie's back going live again because I needed to, uh, I needed some help from Charlie. I actually had somebody that could have, they really needed Charlie's help more than I did because they're writing their book too. They're writing, I am around people, I would not lie to y'all. I am around at least 2 or 3 other females right now that are writing their autobiography. One of them is older than me and one of them is younger than me, and I am the in between. One is 36, I am 51, and the other one is in her 70s. So, and it could be somebody else too, but those 2 people I know. One of them is here, one of them is in Louisiana. So yeah, but hold on, y'all. I gotta drink some water. People keep saying that this bottled water is good for you, but I'm gonna turn the camera on, and I'm trying to figure out why the bottled water top is. I mean, why it looks black. Oh, it's kind of strange. It's supposed to be body armor alkaline sports water. And whenever I buy this water, I always notice that the top of it is black. I lied to y'all not. I'm ready to leave it. Wait, no, hold on, y'all. I am not lying right now for real. Turn my camera and y'all will see what I'm talking about. Hold on. Mhm. Let me show y'all. I am working on my book. No, I don't have my wig on, and I just woke up. So, but I'm turning on can't turn the camera out so y'all can see I am working on my book. For real, I'm working on my book. So, I am up to chapter. That's the outside of my book. The inside, as y'all can see, it says my autobiography. So I really am working on my book. And I am up to chapter. See, this is how I have the chapters all set up. So I didn't lie to y'all. So chapter 15 will be something else. But I wanted to show y'all my water bottle because my water bottle, those are just pens at the bottom of my bed in the bag in case y'all are wondering. My water bottle really is, y'all listen, I am not lying. This is Body Armor Sports Water. Seriously. Why is the top of it always black? Like, how am I supposed to believe that this is good for me when the top is always black? Like, what's going on with the water? Like, it makes me not want to. I have another bottle down there too, and it makes me not want to drink it. Hold on. This is my. In case y'all are wondering what this is just my bag with my wires and my. All it is markers and things. It's nothing big at the bottom of my bed, but um, what got me is, yes, that's a part of my machine, in case y'all are wondering. That is my machine. I already told y'all that, yeah. This is what the machine does, so yeah. I ain't gonna keep the camera on because you know ZX like to be in my bushes and stuff. He like to be lurking. I made about 25 videos about me. I swear, out of everybody that has made videos about me, ZX has done the most. For real. like I'm real today, they're going to release the findings of Nolan Wells, the young man who drowned. And there's just something about that story that it just doesn't connect. It just doesn't. It doesn't connect. It doesn't connect at all. I mean, he has 5 other siblings, if I'm not mistaken. And I was looking at the I was actually looking at the funeral when it was on the other day, and it was just sad. You know, I keep telling people, and people make light of the fact that um, sundown towns still exist, and I know firsthand about sundown towns. My grandparents and parents and great grandparents are all from South Carolina, and I still have family in Florida. I still have family in Georgia. I have family in Texas. I have family in San Antonio. I have family in Houston. I have family, let's see, in North Carolina. I have family in Virginia. So I am really aware of those sundown towns. Seriously, I am. And one of the reasons why I have never wanted to leave Philadelphia to go down south. I mean, I'll go to visit down south, but like to live, it's still harsh. Things are still harsh down there, and people up here are sometimes not aware. But because I have family down there, I know that things are still kind of rough. And I do mean kind of rough down there. I do mean it for real. I know that that was in Mississippi. And if you all know anything about Mississippi, then you all have heard uh, of the story of another young man who was also from Mississippi and passed away when he was young as well. But I think he was 13. And if I'm not mistaken, because I had to go back and look at that, I believe that it was Emmett Till. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Emmett Till. I have to go back and fact check that because I heard somebody say that yesterday, and I really didn't know that it was Mississippi until Al Sharpton said it. I knew it was a southern state. I never knew it was Mississippi. I knew it was one of those southern states. So I like to fact check stuff before I tell people because I don't want to tell people the wrong thing. But when he mentioned it during his eulogy, he actually said some interesting stuff he did. Very interesting. I mean, I am really praying that they get the justice that they seek because the amount of people that have come forth for this young man who had a lot of potential, he did. Al Sharpton, Tyler Perry, Colin Kaepernick. I know when they were talking about it yesterday, it's up to like $100,000 now. If it's more, it could be more. But the thing that I know is when they were talking about it yesterday, because in case you all haven't been keeping up with it, Open Book, she's been talking about it since this happened. She did a live yesterday and a couple of days before. So Open Book, if you all don't know who she is, Open Book does celebrity news. I follow her. Auntie Mickey does celebrity news. Listen, Auntie Mickey and Lady Letitia, they do some of the greatest commentary. Oh my, listen, these two older ladies, man, their banter back and forth is so good for real. Like, I like Auntie Mickey and I like Lady Letitia. Like, they can actually give you a story and not be salacious. It takes a lot of, you have to have a lot of, you have to be talented. Let me say that. Anybody can't be a news journalist. Anybody can't grab a story. That's, I know people believe that, but that's not true. The reason why is because if you all ever look at the news, and you can go from channel to channel, and you can see who has talent and who doesn't. It's like in the morning time, you could look at the morning show or the Today Show. Now, I don't care for the platform that's over there on CBS, but I do like the Today Show with Al Roker. So I'm only use that to say that Lady Letitia and Auntie Mickey are two older ladies. I know Auntie Mickey is. And she has such spunk and pizzazz when she's doing her commentary. And she's such a classy lady. I mean, she's a classy lady for real. And she just was on not too long ago. And they do great celebrity news. Like, I know most people in the B sector don't really care for celebrity news, but I mean, it's interesting. This thing with Nolan Wells is very interesting. I think Mississippi is being brought back up again because, as Al Sharpton said, when it happened with Emmett Till, most of us probably weren't born. We read about it, and so it was, but now that it's happened in 2026, we're talking about Mississippi once again. So it's very interesting. I don't know if you all are following the case of the young man who went with his friends, and they say that he drowned, and they found him a day or two later. Today, the independent autopsy, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be released. And because they already, I think, did one. But then if you want another one, I believe you have to pay for it. So it's just, it's a lot. And I know that people are, saying that, Ben Crump is involved and Al Sharpton. What people don't know about Ben Crump is he tries, from what I see, he tries to get justice. People look at the monetary issue of a fact and they don't see what goes behind it is. It's not just about the money. It's not. Let me tell you something. There is no amount of money that anybody could ever give that lady for her son. Because I have two sons. There's no price tag on that at all. It is about justice for her son. Not millions of dollars ain't gonna bring her son back. That lady will cry forever for her son. I have two, and I know. If no justice is sought, I mean, if she doesn't get justice, her heart will be broken forever. If they do not arrest the people that they think are responsible, her heart will be broken forever. It's not a I thought, it's a I know. It's a I know because I have two sons and I would never want anything to happen to my sons. And sometimes people put price tags on there's no price tag that you could put on not having your child. When you are a mother, you have a lifetime of memories. The memories they don't end when they become 18. The relationship, it changes, but it doesn't end when they become 18. See, when they become 18, they start to, all the things that you've taught them, you start to see it when you've taught them respect, when you've taught them manners, when you've taught them to go out into the world, then you begin to see those things. And the older that they get, they come back and they talk to you. Once they start coming back and talking to you, then you will see what type of parent you were. If you were a good parent, you'll see that. And if you were a bad parent, you'll see that too. So, I've saw his mom on TV and I've saw his dad and all them, and I just pray that they get justice. That's all. It is a very sad case. I am great. Yes, Yes, Vibrant. It was Emmett Till. I knew Emmett Till's story all up until Al Sharpton mentioned it in his eulogy. I didn't real if I never I don't think I ever really realized that it was Mississippi until Al Sharpton mentioned it in his until he mentioned it in his eulogy. So Mississippi is in the spotlight once again because of the young man that drowned the other day. And it is a sad situation. So for those of you who are coming in, I already told y'all that I have to be up this early in the morning because I have to do my pneumatic compression treatment because although there are 24 hours in a day, I don't get to leisurely choose when I'm going to do my treatment. If I don't do them early, they're not going to get done at all because once I get ready for the day and I leave the house, I'm not coming back till later. And like today I don't really know because I'm supposed to do, I don't really know. I don't really know. I've received some information that might not be accurate, so I don't really know. I don't know. Hmm. But, so Kim, let me see. That's what that case reminded me of. Emmett Till. I don't understand why black folks choose to live in Mississippi out of it. Yeah, see, and the thing is one of my family members, he's very good at cooking, just like I am. He has a passion for cooking, just like I do. And he actually moved from South Carolina to Georgia. Now, I have to tell y'all this about Georgia because I have family that live down there. It goes like this. In Georgia, you all have seen the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but the very truth of the matter is there is a section of Georgia. There are two sections, actually. And just like in Philadelphia, where we have what is called, we have Chestnut Hill, and we have West Mount Airy. Well, everybody knows that if you live in West Mount Airy, you have some money because those houses are expensive in West Mount Airy. They're not cheap. And everybody knows that if you live in West Mount Airy, you have some cash too because ain't nothing really cheap up in West Mount Airy. I used to live up there. Ain't nothing really cheap up there, for real. So down in Georgia, they have Bankhead and Buckhead, okay? Bankhead and Buckhead. Now, so the way Georgia is set up, Atlanta I'm talking about, the way Atlanta is set up is Atlanta has an elite part of it. When the Housewives came on TV, that was when people started to get to know about how elite certain parts of Georgia was. Like, I'm going to give you a typical example. My godfather was from Augusta. Augusta and Atlanta are not the same. There's a reason why I'm bringing that up. Augusta is country. Atlanta is more city. And when I say that, I mean Augusta is further out than Atlanta. In Atlanta, there are parts where wealthy black people live. Now, like I said, I don't know who on here has ever been to Georgia, but like I told you, I have family there. And certain parts of Atlanta, there are wealthy black people. I mean, like, there could be a whole, if I said Bankhead, I believe Bankhead is I believe Bankhead is where the elite black people live at. I It's either Bankhead or Buckhead. Now, see, my one of my relatives told me, so I might have to go look that up before I confirm that because I don't live down there. So, one of them is either Bankhead or Buckhead. The elite black people live, and then Buckhead is just it's not. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna actually reach out to my family member because they're in Atlanta and have a catering business down there, and I'm gonna find out. But it it's just Kim, listen to his story. Wait a minute, hold on, because I'm reading. Yeah, Chestnut Hill, believe it or not, it's like people still look at you funny up in Chestnut Hill. Like, you could be in Roxborough, you could be in East Falls, you could be in Manioc, but and you be in Chestnut Hill up there, and they still be looking at you. I mean, Chestnut Hill's so bougie, the hospital bougie. I would not lie to y'all. It's a hospital here in Philadelphia, and the hospital is called Chestnut Hill. Listen, listen, listen. Out of all the sections of Philadelphia, Chestnut Hill is the only section. I'm not talking about University City because the HUP is not called University City. The actual name of the hospital is Penn Medicine at HUP. So we're not saying that. I'm actually saying that Chestnut Hill is a section of Philadelphia with a hospital named after it. And the people so bougie that they bougie in the daggone hospital. I'm for real about that. I am not lying to y'all. They are bougie at Chestnut Hill for real. I mean, and when they got their second part of their hospital built, that's over there now, they really think they done came up. Like, okay, yeah. Like Chestnut Hill is the type of hospital where, yeah, they a lot. They a lot to deal with. They're a whole lot to deal with. Just put it that way. Yeah, so how Georgia is you have Douglasville, Lawrenceville, you have Augusta, um, different parts. And so, and you have Duluth, of course. Duluth, Georgia sits right outside of Atlanta. So how it works is, uh, it used to be cheap to live down there, but it ain't cheap no more. Oh, it's not cheap anymore. So, wait a minute. Okay, Kim, so you're up there near what used to be the Lakey's restaurant up there, and then they turned that into a laundromat. Okay, one of them type things. Yeah. Kim, I went to this Chinese place last night. It was the worst. Oh my goodness. I don't even want to say the name. It was the worst. Listen, it wasn't even the worst because of the service, cause some of the food was good, but the crab legs was fresh, like no salt. They ain't put no seasoning on these crab legs. They ain't put no seasoning on the shrimp. The shrimp were clean, believe it or not. The shrimp were clean, but they ain't put no seasoning. I was like, what in the tomfoolery is going on here? Oh my goodness. I mean, if it smelled like a fresh fish market in here. It was clean in there though, I can't lie, but the quality of the crab legs was like on a scale of 1 to 10, it was a 0. Quality of the shrimp, 0. Not because it wasn't fresh, it wasn't seasoned. I was looking at some of their food like, are y'all serious? They had every type of, listen, they're fresh. uh, seafood that they had that was on ice, I wouldn't even touch it. Like they had mussels, and I do not eat shellfish if it is not cooked. Like mussels and what's the other one? Oysters and clams. Baby, if they ain't steamed, I don't eat them. I don't eat no raw oysters. Not around here. Nope. They had sushi. I couldn't eat it. Yeah, my body does not seem to want to eat that type of food anymore. That was not it. I really thought that I could eat that food, and halfway through it, I started not feeling good. Right there in the restaurant. Honest to God, for real. I was like, what is going on here? Yeah, and this, Kim, in this place, they said they had, it was supposed to be some type of seafood. And the thing was I had, sometimes when I doubt myself, I always end up into those type of situations. Why? Because before I even went up there, something told me not to go. Something actually told me to go to the other one. No, I'm gonna go to that one. And that one it was so disappointing. I wouldn't even recommend nobody to go there. See, and here's the whole thing. The food was fresh. I mean, fresh, fresh, fresh. It was. But it lacked seasoning. I mean, they had them crab legs stacked up. And they didn't have no seasoning. They had the seasoning set off to the side. They had a big can of Old Bay. I said, what in the time? When I saw that, I said, what in the tomfoolery is going on? First of all, the fact that the Alaskan legs was on a daggone ice, I already knew they wasn't going to be seasoned. I knew when I saw them stacked up on that ice, I said, yeah, they ain't got no seasoning. And the shrimp, but the coconut shrimp was good. It was. I can't lie. The coconut shrimp was good. Not everything there was not seasoned. It's just for my taste buds. The pizza was okay. The chicken wings were okay. The oxtail was tender. I had a piece. The pork belly was good. I didn't get a chance to eat the duck, and I didn't get a chance to eat the sushi that was on my plate, but everything. Their teas were outstanding. They made this green tea with mango or something, like real tea bags, and it was out. It was amazing. I can't lie, it was. Their teas were great. They weren't the powdered tea, so they had some good stuff there. It's just that they, for me, lackluster with the crab legs that needed some seasoning. Because if crab legs are already cooked and they ain't got no seasoning, you just done. Ain't no other way of saying it. You just toast. So I'm gonna give y'all a little recap of my own live before I end it, because it's 4:20 and I want to write a little bit more. And although I could write and hold up the book at the same time. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me see if I can turn around. Let me see if I can do it. Wait a minute. Ouch. Hold on. I actually want to show y'all this one more time because I can't believe it. I bought some body armor water the other day. And I believe I got this. Listen, the top of this water is black. Like, I'm going to turn the camera on because I forgot to show my son. I am so sure that my son would have told me not to drink this water. Hold on, y'all. Let me show y'all this because I like for people to see that I'm not lying. Hold on. The top of this water is black. Let me show y'all. Wait a minute. Look at that. Wait a minute. Other way. It was the right way. It's black. Like, now, for people that say that they drink bottled water, right? Like I do. when I see that the top of it is black. See, this is why I started going back to drinking my water with cucumbers and lemon and mint, because you want me to pay for water and the top of it is black. Why is water, the top of a water bottle, black like that? See, it's questionable. I mean, the pH level in this water is 9.5, and that is what your body needs. The pH level in here is, let me see. I believe it's 9.5. I quite often drink, if I don't drink Body Armor, I'll drink, what's the other one? I drink Body Armor. There's one that I drink, and the pH level is 10. And they don't sell it everywhere. They sell it at um, Fresh Grocer. Wait a minute, where else? 'Cause they don't sell this water everywhere. I don't know if they have it at Whole Foods. I've never seen it at Whole Foods, come to think of it. Like, Whole Foods has a lot of different stuff, but I've never seen this water. But, yeah, I didn't get this water from Whole Foods. Did I get this from Giant? I'm trying to see. Yes, I got this from Giant the other day when I was out. That's where I got this water from. And the top of it is black. It's just strange. I mean, I don't even know if I should finish the water. Mm. So it's 4:08. I'm ready. My treatment will be done within the next 25 to 30 minutes. I will take a shower, brush my teeth, get dressed, and make my bed. Like, I go through a whole routine in the morning. Sweep my room, all that. Like, I have to leave my room a certain way. So, yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get in doing all the stuff I think I can. I'm gonna see. So that's where I'm going with this. So what I'm getting ready to do is I am ready to shut this down for a minute because I'm ready to meditate and pray. And I will talk to you all later. Have a great Wellness Wednesday. Yeah, Kim, I can tell you where. So I go to Giant, and Giant sells this water. I'm gonna turn it back on because I'm gonna tell you. Wait a minute. I go to Giant, and Giant sells this water. Hold on, Kim, hold on. I have to turn it back on so you can see it. So Giant sell these sports water. So how I started drinking this water is that when I go to work out, I look for high performance water. That's 9.5, Essentia, Smart Water, Glacial, Body Armor. It's another brand too. So when I go to work out, I only look for 9.5. But now, since I'm not working out, I'll still drink it. So, yeah, yes, they make it. Yes, Body Armor has juices, water. Yeah, they do. They do. But, I will see y'all later. Get ready to go meditate and pray. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for coming over to the 48 people in the chat. Thanks for my mods. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.